Civil War and World War II revisited, a house falls, another mystery cousin appears, and another beloved cartoon gets the comic treatment. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about only good comics. I'm Brant, and this is Friday First. This is that series where we talk about those brand new number one issues, new character debuts, new story arcs, and the like. And this is for books for the first week of May, May 3rd, 2026. Um, Obviously, Free Comic Book Day is tomorrow. If you missed it, I did a special Free Comic Book Day episode of First yesterday, so you can go check that out and see my recommendations. I did forget to include two titles that I one of them I was aware of beforehand, but I forgot about, and the other one I wasn't aware of until I recorded the video. But I do want to shout those out real quick, which are Dungeon Crawler Carl is from Vault Comics, and then a new Power Rangers series from Boom Studios. So I probably would have included those in my top 10. They would have probably been they would have knocked a couple of those out of the top 10 ratings, but I forgot about one and didn't know about the other, like I said. So, but go check it out anyway. And so now we've got the books for next week, and I've got two honorable mentions and then a top 10. So we're going to dive right into those honorable mentions right now. All right, our first honorable mention is one of the Free Comic Book Day books, Energon Universe 2026 Special. This is a new printing for $3.99 with a wraparound cover. So if you missed it on Free Comic Book Day / Comics Giveaway Day, you can still purchase it at your local comic shop if they don't have any of the free ones left. So definitely check that out if you are a fan like myself and you missed it. The other honorable mention goes to She Spawn issue number 1. Now, I'm not a big follower of the Spawn universe, but I wanted to note that the creative team behind this particular title is Gail Simone and Ig Gara. So superstar creative team. The cover looks great. So if you're looking to dive in with a side character from the Spawn universe, this might be a cool one to check out, especially if you're a fan of either of those creators. But with that, let's jump into this week's top 10. Coming in at number 10 from Image Comics is If Destruction Be Our Lot, issue number 1. This is written by Matthew Rosenberg and Mark Elijah Rosenberg with art by Andy McDonald. And this is about some robots who used to be happy doing their work without human interference. But this one particular robot, Abe, he believes there's something more out there. And he nearly gets killed and starts wandering the earth to try to find whatever this thing is or get recycled trying. So it's kind of an interesting take. It's a sci-fi adventure about a couple of robots, one that, like I said, feels like there's more to the world out there for robot kind. So interesting concept. So yeah, that's why this one comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 from Marvel Comics is Civil War Unmasked issue number 1. This is written by Christos Gage with art by Edgar Salazar. This is another nostalgia book from Marvel, and another week, if there were more prominent number ones, this might not make my list because I'm not a huge follower of the nostalgia books, but I did really like the original Civil War, and this is an untold tale, a 5-issue miniseries in that time. With characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Goliath, Tigra, and Captain America. It says before, during, and after the events of Civil War. We've got Bishop on a urgent mission that takes Tony Stark into Days of Future Past and for things like that, with revisiting the Registration Act and all that stuff. So if you're a fan of that era, you might like this. If you're a fan of this creative teams. But like I said, it's a nostalgia book, so it's a little bit lower, and that's why Civil War Unmasked comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 from Mad Cave Studios is Dog Tag issue number 1. This is written by Mark Russell with art by PJ Holden. And this is a World War II story. It says it's a fictional story about a very real war, and it's centered around this Corporal Tom Fuller following his life and his thoughts through the last year of the war as service takes him from Normandy to Japan. And so he borrows a little bit from real world stories and kind of, fictionalizes it from there. And Mark Russell's stuff a lot of times has some commentary and stuff like that. So again, different week. Might not have made my list, honestly, because I'm not a big war story kind of fan. But I love what Matt Gabe does. I like Mark Russell's work. So that's why Dog Tag comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 from Vault Comics is Excommunicated issue 1. Been seeing ads for this cover everywhere over the past couple of weeks. This particular image of all the eyes and everything that looks kind of cool. It's striking. It pulls you in. Also, this is written by Jeremy Robinson, who did a really cool Fantastic Four run that I liked. Art is by Tiago Palma. And it says, when a faithful nun and a festering demon are each excommunicated from the church and from hell because of a botched exorcism, they must work together to uncover a sinister plot that endangers their lives and the world. So it's kind of interesting. You're seeing a nun work with a demon to kind of save the world. That's definitely a unique concept. So that's why Excommunicated comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 from Marvel is Star Wars Rogue One Cassian Andor issue number 1. And the main reason this one is on here is because it's written by Benjamin Percy. I've been really enjoying Benjamin Percy's work at Marvel. I've not been following the Star Wars books as of late, and I've still not watched Andor. But with Benjamin Percy at the helm, that piques my curiosity. At the very least, it says it's his final mission before he meets his ultimate heroic destiny. Obviously, we know what happened in Rogue One. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Luke Ross doing the art on this one, so I might check this one out. And that's why Star Wars Rogue One Cassian Andor comes in at number 6. All right, going into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, also from Marvel, Jubilee Deadly Reunion, issue number 1. This is written by Jean Luen Yang with art by Michael YG. Like, it's another X-Men, solo miniseries. Okay, is what it is. But it's also another mystery cousin popping up into the life. Jubilee finds a long-lost cousin who holds these secrets that could be life-threatening, has a dangerous mutant ability. So, I don't know. It might be, if it's a light week, you might want to check this out. If it's a light week for you, if you're a big Jubilee fan. Like I said, it's a weird week this week for first. So Jubilee Deadly Reunion comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, Astonishing Miles Morales Spider-Man, The Art of Flip. This is an Infinity comic collected in print for the first time. The only reason it made my list is because it's written by Cody Ziegler. It was during his run on the Miles Morales series, which I really enjoyed. His take on Miles and his supporting cast and his villains and everything. This is a 40-page book for $5.99 with art by Alessandro Miracolo. So really solid creative team behind this, and it's all about his superpowered friends and frenemies fighting Bumbler and Hytale and Frost Pharaoh. So all these characters that were kind of his rogues gallery during Cody Ziegler's run. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, if you missed it in the Infinity, you might want to check it out. And that's why Astonishing Miles Morales comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 5 from Boom Studios is Fall of the House of Slaughter issue number 1. This is continuing in the Something is Killing the Children franchise, which again, I'm way behind on, but I really love that first volume, and eventually I'm going to catch up. This is obviously written by James Tynion IV and Tate Brombal with art by Werther Dell'Edra. So fantastic creative team there. This is as the House of Slaughter's ailing old dragon enters his final days, Cecilia Slaughter and the other heads gather to determine his successor. Deadly ambitions begin to take shape as the House and the Order prepare for a new legacy to begin, and the conflict will no doubt be lethal in this all-new miniseries set in the world of Something is Killing the Children. Can the House of Slaughter survive a new dragon coming into power? So if you are caught up, or if you just want to jump in onto the next era in the saga, this would be a good one. Eventually I'll get to this and I'll love it, I'm sure. So that's why Fall of the House of Slaughter comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner, issue number 1. This is written by Jerry Duggan with art by Matteo Lolli. This is the Deadpool creative team when Duggan was on Deadpool. So if you were a fan of that, you might be a fan of this. This is a 48-page book for $5.99, and it's all about Guy Gardner. But we also have Manhunter, androids, space apes, and Jon Stewart in this one. So yeah, it feels like it's going to be a kind of a tongue-in-cheek, kind of humorous book, especially with Jerry Duggan at the helm of this. And if you like those kind of stories of Guy Gardner, you might enjoy this. And that's why Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner, comes in at number 2. And finally, coming in at number 1, the one book I'm actually super excited about. This is, again, like the Free Comic Book Day version, this is by far the number 1 pick. And there's a big gap between it and everything else, which is Ben 10, issue number 1 from Dynamite Entertainment. I never really got into the cartoon. It was after my era. It was more my brother's kind of era of cartoons and everything. But there's been a lot of hype behind this. Ben 10 has always been kind of a cool concept. I've seen it kind of in the peripherals. And so, especially with everything that they've done, like with Space Ghost and Matt Cave's done with Flash Gordon and different properties like that have had a resurgence lately. This is one that I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with it. This is Ben 10 issue number 1. And it's written by Joe Kelly, who I'm a fan of his writing as well. Also, Stephen T. Siegel, Duncan Relu, and Joe Casey. I also like Joe Casey's writing. Art by Robert Carey. So you got some great creators behind this. And it's a fresh take on a 21st century classic. So if you're a fan, if you're a new fan, if you just want to jump into this, with fresh eyes, this is probably the biggest first issue this week. And that's why Ben 10 comes in at number 1. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 picks for this week. Again, a little bit of an off week. Some of these I wouldn't naturally put in there, but I definitely wanted to give a full spread for all kind of fandoms and for any of you that are looking for new number 1s to try. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And hit that subscribe and notification bell if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss any of the content that goes up on the channel. Of course, you can follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, or type in onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel where we talk about only good comics. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. Keep reading those comics. Have fun at Free Comic Book Day, and I'll see you soon.